And the first pitch sails in for a strike as the Blue Devils continue their gauntlet of games here today with one of the sneakiest teams in this conference, coming in at 8-6 overall in the conference as Van Acker fouls one out to right. This 8-6 Concordia Ball Club here today for a doubleheader on this warm Tuesday afternoon. I'm Chase Kaufman here at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan, ready to call some playoff push baseball as the Cardinals fight for a berth. Continue their gauntlet of games here today. That one is driven out to deep center field, and Wojciechowski has no trouble to put that away, or Dobkowski rather. Blue Devils are trying to claw towards the top of the standings, hoping to take one of the top two seeds in order to host one of the playoff pods for the WAC tournament coming up in early May, which is coming right upon us. Chris Lowe now steps up to the plate, takes an off-speed pitch in for the first strike. Chris Lowe at shortstop today. Fouls that one back down early in the count 0-2. Chris Lowe batting .345 on the season. Nothing for home runs. 5 doubles. Fouls that one back out of play. Started in 37 games this season. Played in 39. Just a .403 slugging percentage and a .416 on base percentage. That pitch misses outside. Alec Wojciechowski on the mound for the Blue Devils. Alec comes into today 4-2 overall, 4.44 ERA. Misses outside once again, now 2-2. 9 games started on the season, 10 games pitched, with 2 complete games. This one, a nice hard hit ball out to the left field. And Lowe will get on base early for the Cardinals for their first hit of the game. And that'll bring up one of the, if not the best hitters in the WAC conference, maybe even one of the best in Michigan, Blaine Milheim, the center fielder. These stats still seem like a typo to me as I was preparing for the game. 41 games started, he's averaging .520, 12 doubles, 4 home runs, a triple, a slugging percentage of .724, and an on-base percentage of .609 for over 1,300 OPS. First pitch sails in for a strike, and I talked to Coach Eldridge pregame about what their plan was to try and stop Wilhelm. And he said they really couldn't stop him. They just had to limit him a little bit. And really what they were trying to do is he singles one in the left field there to put runners on first and second, is to try to limit the impact of the hitters before him, just so when he inevitably gets on base, more runs will try not to score at least. So maybe he'll be the only run to score if he happens to reach base. And he will reach base. Just like we saw right there. Working with a webcam today, we had some technical difficulties, but we're doing what we can using the internal mic on my laptop. If it sounds a little bit different, that's what it is. But now you get to hear some of the natural sounds out there on the field, which is always kind of nice. It's not just dead air when I'm not talking. Grant Steinborn at the plate, the designated hitter, did not go on that pitch, 1-0. Grant bats .340, so not too much lower than Milheim. Well, it is a little bit lower, but .340 still obviously a very impressive batting average. Takes that one on the lower edge for a strike, 1-1. Steinborn, the cleanup hitter, has 2 home runs on the season, 6 doubles, working with a .500 slugging percentage. 26 RBIs on the season, trying to make it 27 and 28 here at the plate. Drills that one between first and second. And they're going to wave low around home to score. So early, the Concordia Cardinals are on the board. Lead 1-0 still with just 1 out, runners on first and second.
Number 7, Preston Sherman.
Preston Sherman, the left fielder, will now step up to the plate. The Cardinals come in at just 8-6 in the conference, but they do lead the WAC in ERA and also are third in the WAC in batting average. So that's why I said they were kind of a sneakier team in this WAC. They're up there in a lot of categories, but their conference record just hasn't shown how good of a team they are. They've lost a lot of close games, and in the games they've won, they've really blown out teams. They've had 7 of their 8 conference wins by 5 or more runs, and then 4 of 8 of those wins have been by 10 or more. Hence why their record's only 8-6, but they're at the top of multiple offensive and defensive categories. 0-1 fastball misses high, 86 miles an hour. Alec Witrzakowski is spoken by his coach as one of those confident pitchers. He really would want to pitch against MLB players if he had the chance to, obviously. He's powerful. He's got a fastball that'll get into the upper 80s. We saw that last one at 86. But then he's got off-speed pitches that are nice. There's one at 77 there that hitters will miss quite often on. 1-2 now on Preston Sherman. Sherman, a .330 hitter, so the top of the lineup here for Concordia. Quite powerful. In the field for your Blue Devils, outfield rounded out by Jackson Wakowiak in left, Dobkowski in center, Fannin, of course, in right. Infield pretty normal. Corbett at first, Grizel at second, Storch at short, Robinette at third. As Witrzakowski gets Sherman looking there for the second out of the inning. Ethan Vosberg will be up next at the plate, the third baseman. And then, of course, Max Cadman rounds out the Blue Devils in the field at catcher. Couple big games for each of these two teams. As I mentioned earlier, LTU currently sitting in the 2 spot in the standings, while Concordia sits in the 5 spot. Obviously, a lot of games still left to be played. LTU with 4 more after this game. Concordia will have 6 more after this doubleheader. As Vosberg swings through and misses one there, 0-1. Wojciechowski does have a slider, a curveball, and a changeup in his arsenal to go along with that powerful fastball. He's very competitive. He's got a competitive nature to him. Vosberg now down in the count, 0-2, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Concordia with a 1-0 lead. That pitch misses outside at 79 miles an hour. Coach also said Wojciechowski does have the potential to play after college, just has to work on his command a little bit. He's got unlimited potential. 1-2 grounded foul. Would appear to be off the batter's foot there. See if Wojciechowski can get out of this 1-out jam that he left himself with. He just struck out Sherman on strikes. Still ahead in the count here on Vosberg at 1-2. Wojciechowski sets and delivers low, ball 2. Alec does lead the team in strikeouts, 56 of them to be exact, 33 walks to go along with it. Opposing batting average of 276. The 2-2 popped up high, left side third base, Robinette there to call it off, and makes it look a little tougher than it probably should have been, but nonetheless gets the job done. And after 3 straight singles, Wojciechowski gets out of that 1-out jam for Concordia just to score 1 run. We'll head to the bottom of the first where the Blue Devils will try to get on the board as well. This is the Lawrence Tech Sports Network. Alec Witrkowski, after giving up one run in the first, will try to hope that his Blue Devils can give him a run back. As Eddie Dobkowski stands at the plate, 1-1 on him. Eddie, the center fielder in today's game, as he usually is. Swings through an off-speed pitch there, 1-2. Dobkowski, a .310 hitter this season. So far, 2-2. 11 RBIs on the season, still without a home run or a triple, but he is quite the speedster. He's got 14 stolen bases on the year, 19 attempts. So if he gets on base, definitely a threat to get to second or even third as well. Now he brings it to a full count after being down early. (3-2) driven down the right field. That'll go foul. Windows are open today here in the press box. About mid-60s. So nice out there. Dobkowski hits a slow grounder to short and is almost able to beat it out. Got him by about a half a step down there at first. For the first out of the inning, that's Chris Lowe out at short.
Now batting, number 1, Harry Storch.
Harry Storch, the shortstop, will step up to the plate. Storch has been quite the surprise this year offensively. Storch is batting .333 in 15 games started. He's really become a solidified starter on this Blue Devil team and even in that 2 spot. That one comes in for a strike, 1-1. On the mound for the Cardinals is Jacob Clark. Storch drills one out to right field. This one's head back. And a tough play out there for R.J. Bortle, but he puts it away for the second out of the inning. About 5 feet away from the warning track. Anyways, Jacob Clark, a .283 ERA pitcher, 2-3 on the season in 6 games started, 35 innings pitched, with 22 strikeouts and 11 walks on the season. As I mentioned in the top of the first inning, Concordia leads the WAC in ERA this season. They're the only team below 4. So it's going to be tough for the Blue Devils to get stuff going, so they're going to need their best work on the mound today from Witrkowski, as well as Blanc in Game 2. Fannin drills one out to right field. It's going to be no problem for Bortle this time as he's able to camp under it. So a quick 1-2-3 inning there from Jacob Clark. Blue Devils down early, 1-0. We'll head to the top of the second. This is the home of Blue Devil baseball. Max Hecht will lead off the top of the second inning for the Cardinals as they try to tack on the board again after getting one in the first inning with back-to-back-to-back singles from Lowe, Milheim, and Steinborn. Wichurkowski was able to get Sherman looking, and then Vosberg to pop up to third to allow just the 1 run. See what he can do here on this 0-2 pitch. Gets him looking, a nice pitch in the outer part of the plate. 1 away. So 2 early strikeouts here for Wichurkowski. However, the Blue Devils still down 1-0. Blue Devils had a quick 1-2-3 inning. Last inning. Clark was able to get out of the inning with just 12 pitches under his belt as that first off-speed pitch from Wichurkowski misses outside. 1-0. R.J. Bortle, the man who put away the last 2 outs of the first inning, steps up to the plate, the right fielder. Bortle gets ahead in the count, 2-0 now. Bortle, just a .228 hitter on the season, 15 games started. 20 RBIs with a home run on his stat sheet. Fouls back the 2-0 out of play. So an aggressive swing there on that 2-0 pitch that seemed to be a little outside. 2-1 now. That pitch hits the outer part of the plate, 2-2. That one didn't seem to get much of the plate, but nonetheless, a strike call. We'll keep an eye on that throughout the game, see if that pitch maintains to be a strike. But Bortle able to hit one through to shortstop, where Storch is able to cover it up, but no play with the ball as Bortle was pretty far down the line when Storch was able to come up with it. So Bortle reaches on a 2-2 pitch. Bottom of the order now is Justin Mercer, the catcher. Justin, a .231 hitter. Also doesn't have a home run. Does have a triple and 4 doubles. Shows bunt. And apparently able to pull it back. It didn't look like it, but we got no sign from either of the umpires. Wichurkowski looking in, wondering if he did pull it back, and apparently he did. So 1-0 now on the catcher. Pickoff move over to first from Bortle, or to Bortle, rather. Bortle, not much of a speed threat. 1 stolen base on the season and just 3 attempts. Concordia does have a couple stolen base threats on the team. Melheim, obviously, and then Van Acker, also a stolen base threat. He's the leadoff hitter. Bortle, the runner at first, gets his lead. Another pickoff move over there. That one a little closer. Concordia has been picked off 13 times this season. So that one is fouled back. These games important for both the Cardinals and the Blue Devils as we head into the postseason in just a week or so. That one sails to the umpire's legs and that hits off Grizel. So bizarre play there. Field umpire able to jump out of the way, but Grizel didn't seem to see it in time. Now we got runners at the corners, and the deadly top of the order now back up for the Cardinals. Definitely not what Wichurkowski or Eldridge wanted to see here with these 300-plus hitters coming up to the plate now.
Now batting number 26, Van Acker.
Van Acker, the second baseman, steps at the plate. Van, a .287 hitter. 30 strikeouts on the season. So an interesting leadoff hitter. He's got the speed, but his contact isn't fully there. Does have a good eye though. Leads the team in walks with 32. On base percentage of 436. The two hitter, however. We got a squeeze play here. Wichikowski fields it cleanly, but Bortle was on the move to home, and he scores with ease. So a nice lay down there by the leadoff hitter Van Acker to move Mercer up to second, as well as Bortle into home to give the Cardinals a 2-0 lead now here in the top of the second.
Number 77, Chris Lowe.
So the Cardinals trade and out for a run. Now Chris Lowe steps up to the plate. Chris Lowe did score the run back in the first inning off a single. Chris, one of those 300 hitters on the Cardinals team. That pitch sails in low, 1-0. Nicely executed squeeze play just a minute ago from the Cardinals. Bortle was off on the pitch. And Van Acker able to get it down nicely to give the Cardinals an early 2-0 lead. Already 5 hits on the day for the Cardinals. So you can't let that 8-6 middle of the pack record fool you from Concordia. They are a strong team in every single category in the WAC. As that pitch gets away from Cadman there to advance Mercer to third now. Two and 0 on Chris Lowe. Outfielders pretty deep. Center fielder shaded a bit right, as well as the left fielder and right fielder. Infield normal depth. Make it 3-0 now on the two hitter. This is exactly what Coach Eldridge did not want to see. He doesn't want hitters reaching on base before Milheim can come up, because he will make you pay. That breaking pitch in there for a strike at 74 miles an hour. Nice curve there from Wichikowski. Wind blowing from left to right. Another off-speed pitch grounded to second to Grizel. Grizel able to clean it up to put it away. So a couple singles and a sac bunt, able to get a run in for the Cardinals. But the Cardinals can do nothing after that. They take a 2-0 lead, headed into the bottom of the second. This is the Lawrence Tech Sports Network. Jackson Wakowiak will lead off the Blue Devils here in the bottom of the second as the sun starts to peek out a little bit. Still a nice day, mid-60s. Well, spring jacket weather. 1-1 on the cleanup hitter Wakowiak, the left fielder. Drills this one out to right field, and this one will be caught, though, by Bortle out and right for the third straight fly out to right field. So 4 up, 4 down for Jacob Clark, the Cardinal pitcher on the mound. And Brian Corbett will now step up to the plate, the first baseman. Off-speed pitch misses that second pitch, 1-1. Make that 2-1 now. Corbett batting .359 on the season. We'll see if he can reach base for the Blue Devils. Swings through one there, though, 2-2. Clark was able to get through the top of the first with just 12 pitches. As Corbett grounds one to third, hardly hit. And Ethan Vosberg able to make the play, 2 down. So Clark working quickly, 5 up, 5 down now, nobody on. Jared Roth, the designated hitter, now steps up to the plate. Jared Roth won a WAC Player of the Week a month or so ago. He was a first baseman when he showed up here. Since the Blue Devils have an abundance of first basemen, he's kind of moved into that designated hitter role, and he's put a good name on it, that designated hitter role, batting very well this season, batting .288 with 2 home runs and 4 doubles. Struggling a bit in conference play, but early on in the season, he's doing very well. 2-1 now on Roth. 2 down, nobody on. Grounds that one softly to second, where Van Acker is able to make the nice play and throw over to Max Hecht for the third out of the inning. So the Blue Devils go 1-2-3, 1-2-3, still down 2-0. This is the Lawrence Tech Sports Network. Blaine Milheim takes a pitch on the outer part of the plate to start the inning. Blaine singled back in the first inning and looks to do the same here, if not more, batting over .500 this season. I was able to talk with the Concordia Cardinals head coach, Zach Johnston, about what he believes that Milheim can do the rest of the season as he drills another one to left field, now make it 2 for 2. He said he's one of the most legit players he's ever seen, and if he doesn't get drafted, it will be a shame. Because whether you bat 500 here in high school, no matter where you're at, that's impressive. I mean, whether you bat 500 in middle school, in your rec league team, in your high school, college, MLB, obviously, anywhere is pretty impressive. Not only do you have to make contact, but you have to hit it where they're not. I'm sure there's a couple infield hits there and here and there as Steinborn drills one to right, but foul. There's probably infield hits here and there, but, I mean, 520 is just ridiculous. I mean, we haven't seen a hitter bat over 400 this season, I don't believe. You know, he's had over 100 at-bats this season. He started every game. So, obviously, he is legit. Just want to read those stats again. 41 games started, 41 games played, 127 at-bats, batting .520. 12 strikeouts, 27 walks. So I'd probably have to agree. If he's not drafted, it's a bit of a shame. Oh, and on top of all that, he does have 27 stolen bases this season. So he does have speed too. Meanwhile, Steinborn not too shabby either, a .340 hitter, 2 home runs, 6 doubles, 2 triples, 500 slugging percentage, 460 on base percentage, almost to 1,000. Hits one hardly to first, to Corbett, to second for 1. The relay gets him in time. A nice double play turn by the Blue Devils there. An old-fashioned 3-6-1 double play. So nice fundamentally sound play there by Wichrakowski to run over there and put away Steinborn, who grounds out into a double play. Steinborn now 1 for 2. That's Sherman drilling one to right field, and this one will drop just foul. Sherman struck out looking his first at-bat. And Wichrakowski had 37 pitches in just 2 innings, so that double play that he just forced Steinborn into should probably help. Oh, he's got about probably 15 or so this inning. So if you can get Sherman here, he'll start to get back on track to hopefully get 7 or 8 innings in. And there's an error there by Harry Storch. Let it go right through his legs. Didn't seem to take too much of a bounce or anything. Just didn't get his glove down all the way. And that's what Coach Eldridge really wants his players to focus on. They had 5 errors against Madonna in just 17 innings of play last week. They were able to split those games, but 5 errors isn't what Coach Eldridge is looking for. He said it really wasn't a lack of effort or a lack of trying. It's just those plays that happen, just those fundamentals that just happen to get away from you. And he even mentioned easy plays like that, sometimes you take them for granted and you just kind of go through the motions, and that's not what he wants to see. He wants every play to obviously not have an error. He knows they're going to happen, but he obviously wants to limit them. That pitch in there for another strike. 0-2 now to Ethan Vosberg. So Wichrakowski still making quick work even after that error, trying to keep his pitch count to a minimum. Ethan popped up to third to end the first inning. That fastball misses outside, 1-2. 2 down. Concordia leading this game 2-0 here in the top of the third. Runner at first is Sherman. Wichrakowski sets, delivers. Ball outside, throw it on to second. Will easily get Sherman. Didn't seem to get quite a good jump on there. Not sure if there was a hit and run mix up there or not, but nonetheless, Wichrakowski faces 4 batters, but doesn't need to get Vosberg out to end the inning. Concordia finally does not score in the top of the third. The Blue Devils will try to match that 2-0 score here in the bottom of the third. This is the Lawrence Tech Sports Network. Jacob Clark got out of the second inning with another 12-pitch inning, and also a back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Clark. Misses on the first two pitches to Robinette here, 2-0. Robinette, the third baseman, softly grounds one down the third baseline foul. Robinette, 35 games started, 283 average, 25 RBIs, a couple doubles, and a triple on the season. And he hits one up the middle, but the shortstop, Chris Lowe, is there to cover it. But Robinette able to beat it out. So the leadoff hitter advances for the Blue Devils. Max Cadman will step up to the plate and try to get Robinette in and try to knock down this 2-0 lead that Concordia has currently. Concordia with two runs, 6 hits, no errors. LTU now with 1 hit and an error. Cadman, the other half of the battery, out in the field for Wichurkowski. Soft pickoff move over there to Robinette. Robinette does have some speed in his legs. 14 stolen bases on the season, matches the season or the team high with 14. Cadman, the righty, batting .293 on the season, a really solid average for a catcher. Any MLB team would definitely take that average as a catcher. Catchers are, or hitting catchers are pretty tough to find nowadays in the MLB. Cadman hits one hard to second for one. The relay got him in time. So a hard hit ball up the middle, but Van Acker was able to make the play, tosses it over to Lowe, and Lowe to Hecht. And a double play for the Cardinals now with 2 outs. Back on pace is Clark. The 9-hitter steps up to the plate, Logan Grizel. Fouls the first one off. Blue Devils been pretty aggressive here. Clark not with many pitches under him yet today. Had just 24 through the first couple innings. And right now he's at 31. Make that 32. With 2 outs here in the third. One grounded to short. Chris Lowe there to make the play. Throws it easily over to Hecht. And Jacob Clark has faced the minimum 9 batters through 3. So another 1-2-3 inning does allow a hit but does not allow a run. We'll head to the top of the fourth, where the Blue Devils tried to hold Concordia to this 2-0 lead. This is the home for Blue Devil baseball. Ethan Vosberg will continue his at-bat from the last inning, now with a fresh count, though. And the first pitch is high, 1-0. Interesting inning for Wichikowski back in the third. He allowed a single to Blaine Milheim, got Grant Steinborg to ground out into double play. Preston Sherman, the next batter, reached on an error from Harry Storch, the shortstop, as that pitch barely hits the inside corner for a strike, 2-1. And then Sherman was thrown out at second by a mile. Now Vosberg continues that at bat at the plate, 2-1 now. Wichikowski's pitch count starting to become a factor a little bit. That's his 51st pitch right there, a soft grounder to Storch. Storch able to clean this one nicely for the first out of the inning. Ethan Vosberg now 0 for 2 on the day. Great baseball weather out here right now. It's that nice beginning of the baseball season, well, MLB season at least. Mid-60s, starting to become low 60s actually, probably. Window open, some spring jackets on and the fans. Everybody enjoying the nice weather here in Utica. Off-speed pitch is the first pitch to the first baseman, Max Hecht, 0-1. Max struck out looking back in the second. Another off-speed pitch at 77, 1-1 now. Hecht, a .288 hitter. 3 home runs on the season, though. But swings and misses there, and that's been a problem for him this season. 32 strikeouts with just 11 walks to show for. Non-base percentage of just .376 as compared to his slugging percentage at .538. And another swing and a miss there. So it's an all-or-nothing hitter there from Hecht. And a nice job from Wichikowski this inning to get an early 2 outs. See if you can get one more here in R.J. Bortle. After Hecht struck out in the second inning, Bortle was able to single. He ended up coming around to score for the second run of the game. Another swing and a miss there from Wichikowski's pitch. Wichikowski really starting to get into the zone. He's been throwing strikes all day, hasn't allowed a walk just yet, but has allowed 6 singles. A check swing down the first base line. Corbett easily fields it, tosses it over to Wichikowski, and Wichikowski has himself a nice 1-2-3 inning. So Concordia leads here 2-0 after 3.5 innings of play. LTU will try to get on the board here as the top of the order will come up to bat. This is the Lawrence Tech Sports Network. Back to the top of the order, Eddie Dobkowski will lead off the Blue Devils. Swings and misses there, down early 0-2. Blue Devils have only sent 9 men to the plate so far in just the 3 innings. They do have a single, but he came off base due to the grounded into the double play from Max Cadman. But Dobkowski will start off the Blue Devils once again. Here in the top of the 4th, the leadoff runner is on. We'll see if they can do something with it this inning as they're up to the top of the order where Harry Storch will step up to the plate. Just 33 pitches so far for Clark, the sub-3 ERA pitcher. Concordia leads 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th on 6 hits, no errors. LTU with just 2 hits on 1 error. The error didn't end up costing the Blue Devils anything, as Wachowski was able to get out of that inning. Storch softly grounds one to second. Another double play ball to second for one, to first for another double play. So we've seen 3 double plays this game, 2 of them by the Blue Devils. And just like that, the Blue Devils at the minimum 11 batters faced. So we knew something like this would happen. It's just a matter of which team would take advantage. Concordia with the top ERA in the WAC, and LTU with the top batting average in the WAC. And right now, Concordia leading that battle, no doubt. Fannin 1-1. Fannin flew out to right in his first at-bat. Nice curveball there from Clark at 72 miles an hour. Was able to talk to Coach Johnson before the game, the head coach for the Cardinals. And he said the stats speak for themselves for Clark. He's got a fastball, a changeup, and he's been dominant for most of the season. But Fannin drills one down the third base line, but Ethan Vosberg is there to make the play. So now the minimum 12 batters faced for Jacob Clark as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Concordia still leads 2-0. This is the home for Blue Devil Baseball. First pitch in for a strike to the catcher, Justin Mercer. Justin, the 9-spot hitter, singled in his first at bat back in the second. It was an odd single. It went through the field umpire's legs and then bounced off Logan Grisella out at second. And he reached. 1-1 on Justin. This one popped up out to right field. Fannin camps under it, puts the first out away. Fannin, the 2018 Gold Glove Award winner. Quite the hitter as well. Coach Eldredge said that he wouldn't be surprised if Sean Fannin got drafted this season. He said they would hate to lose him, but obviously it's quite the success story if he is able to get drafted. One away. 1-0 on the leadoff hitter, Van Acker. Van flew out to center in his first at bat and then laid down a nice squeeze play bunt back in the second to bring in that second run. But swings through an off-speed pitch there. 1-1. Two and one now on Van. These are the two hitters, Van Acker at the plate and Chris Lowe on deck, that Coach Eldredge really does not want to get on, because after that you have Milheim and Steinborn coming up. And that's how they plan on limiting Milheim, is limiting the guys before him. So you might not be able to limit Milheim getting on, but you can limit him in the RBI total, and that's what their plan is. And rightfully so, Milheim already 2 for 2 on the day. Wichurkowski had 37 pitches through 2, but then came back nicely, just 10 in the third, 10 in the fourth, to make it 57 through 4. He's got 5 on this batter here, but got Mercer out quickly. Hard hit ground ball. Storch stops it nicely. Able to make the throw. What a play by Storch. Storch lunged to his right, just was able to stretch out enough and made a strong no-hop throw over to first to get the speedy Van Acker one away. What a nice play by Storch. He made a play like that in the last game we saw him against Cleary University, and it looked pretty similar to that. And that's why Storch is one of the starters, not only for his offensive production, but also for his defensive production. And he showed why right there. What a nice, fine play. Chris Lowe now at the plate. It's a hard hit fly ball to right field. Fannin will catch it, though, right at the edge of the warning track. So 1-2-3 inning again for Wichurkowski, who's settling in nicely. Concordia still with a 2-0 lead, though, as the Blue Devils head to the bottom of the 5th. This is the Lawrence Tech Sports Network. After yet another leadoff single grounded into a double play, Jackson Walkowiak will step up here in the bottom of the fifth. And strikes out on 3 pitches. So Jacob Clark still performing very, very well right now. About halfway through the game. He went 1-2-3 back in the first, 1-2-3 in the second. Gave up 2 leadoff singles back in the third and fourth, but the very next hitter grounded into a double play on both, and then got the next guy out as well. And another strike there. So Clark working quickly and working pretty well right now. And Corbett down 0-2 early. Clark really starting to bring in that Blue Devil mindset of working quickly on the mound, throwing a pitch every 10 to 15 seconds. But right now, heck, it's about every 7-8 seconds. So Corbett fouls that one back 1-2. Corbett drills one to right field, though, for a single. So a nice piece of hitting there from Corbett, down 0-2 early. Able to make it 1-2 and then drill a nice opposite field single to give the Blue Devils their 3rd hit of the game. Blue Devils obviously still not out of this game yet. They just haven't been able to get much going, especially after singles so far. They're losing in the hit category right now, 6-3, and also the runs. They're down 2-0 in the game. Pickoff attempt close, but not in time. Jared Roth, the DH at the plate, grounded to second in his first at-bat. First pitch to him hits the outer part of the corner, or outer part of the plate rather. 0-1. Kind of a bigger strike zone here from the umpire today. We've seen some low pitches be called for a strike as well as some inside and outside pitches. Quick pickoff move. Nothing there. Jared Roth from Traverse City, Michigan. A 6'1 junior. That 82-mile-an-hour fastball misses outside. You'll see him probably get into that 83, 84 range at some point in the day, Jacob Clark. 1-1 now on Roth, the lefty. And they're going to get Clark for a balk there. It heard a lot of people scream for it. And the field umpire made a nice call there to get the force out of play. So runner on second is Corbett with 1 out in the inning. Roth grounds one to second softly. Only play is to first from Van Acker. So Corbett will move up to third. But it'll cost the Blue Devils an out, so 2 away. So Roth now 0 for 2 in the game. And he's struggled as of late, hitting-wise at least. He went 0 for 3 in the last game against Madonna. 1 for 1 in the game before that, 0 for 3. And to start off whack play, he had a few games without a hit, which is why his average is back down to 288. Had a strong start to this season, but hasn't been able to do much lately. And now Ryan Robinette will try to drive Corbett home to get the Blue Devils' first run of the game. Works the count to 3-0 with a runner on third. I would not be surprised if Robinette got the green light here. 3-0, 2 outs, and runner on third. Takes a pitch there, though. Still hitters count, 3-1. 3-1 hit between the shortstop and the third baseman to bring in the first run of the game for the Blue Devils. Cardinals now lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the fifth. So a nice piece of two-out hitting there from Ryan Robinette. In the 41 games that Robinette has played in, he's hitting .293 with runners on, and he's hitting .444 with two outs, and he shows it there as he makes this a 2-1 game. Max Cadman, the catcher at the plate, he grounded into a double play back in the third. And we got another balk on Clark. So interesting, that's 2 balks now from Concordia in just this inning. And it appears that Jacob Clark just isn't coming to a full set right now, which is why Robinette able to advance to second into scoring position. We'll see if Max Cadman can make the Cardinals pay and tie this game up. Swings through one there, though, 0-2. 2-1, Concordia leads, 0-2, 2 outs. Runner on second is Robinette. And Max Cadman at the plate. Long look to second. The delivery from Clark misses outside. Good eye there from Cadman, 1-2. With 2 outs, Cadman just batting .188. But he softly hits one to second base there. There's Van Acker, who makes the play. So the Blue Devils get a single with 1 out, and then Robinette able to drive in that single with a 2-out single of his own. So the Blue Devils down 2-1. We'll head to the top of the 6th, where the Blue Devils tried to hold Concordia at a 2-1 lead. This is the Lawrence Tech Sports Network. Blaine Milheim looks at a first pitch strike low in the zone against Alec Wichorkowski. Alec with just 10 pitches in each of the last 3 innings. Wilheim shows bunt, pulls it back there. 1-1 now. Wilheim, the .500 average plus hitter, is 2 for 2 this game. So continuing where he left off this season. Here's the 1-1 from Wichikowski. Misses low, 2-1 now. The 2-1. In for a strike, 2-2 now. We'll see if Wichikowski can take advantage of this 2-strike count right now. Grounds one softly to first where Corbett throws it back to Wichikowski and made that play a little closer than it probably needed to be, but nonetheless gets him away. So Wichikowski able to get the leadoff hitter down, and the most important hitter down, Blaine Wilhelm. Now they need to take advantage of this and get out of this inning, since they already got the hardest hitter out. First pitch misses high, 1-0. Grant Steinborn at the plate, 1 for 2, grounded into a double play in the last inning, or in the third inning, excuse me. Fouls that one back to the screen. I also talked to Coach Eldridge about what their mindset is heading in to this gauntlet of 8 games. They already played Madonna. They were able to split with them. They went 1-1. They won the first one in 10 innings, lost the second one in 7. And they don't really talk about the wins and losses necessarily, but they want to take each game one at a time. As Steinborn softly grounds one to first, but foul. They're trying to go at least 500, maybe 5-3, just to keep them in that 2 spot so they can host a playoff game. But their goal really is to be 6-2 after these 8 games. But he says if they play hard and it shows up on the score sheets, but doesn't show up in the box score itself, the score line, then it is what it is. Full count now to Steinborn. Steinborn crowds the plate, the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. 2 down for Wichikowski. Preston Sherman will now bat with 2 outs here. Preston hits one high to left field. And Jackson Walkowiak able to make the play. A high hit fly ball. Probably would have went foul if it had dropped, but Jackson Walkowiak there to make the play. So another quick 1-2-3 inning for Wichikowski, who's settling in nicely. Concordia leads here in the bottom of the 6th, 2-1. This is the Blue Devil Sports Network. Logan Grizel lays down a bunt but cannot keep it fair to start the bottom of the 6th inning. Blue Devils able to tack on a run back in the bottom of the 5th to make it a 2-1 game in favor of Concordia. Concordia 2 runs on 6 hits. LTU 1 run on 4 hits. Grizel looks at a strike there, down in the count 0-2. Grizel grounded to short. Back in his last at bat in the 3rd inning. Blue Devils were able to make Clark work that last inning, gave up 20 pitches. And they got him looking there. A check swing from Grizel, but the umpire called him out on strikes there, 1 away.
Now batting, number 11, Eddie Dubkowski.
Back to the top of the order, Eddie Dopkowski. Eddie singled back in the 4th inning in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 2 today. However, Storch grounded into a double play, and he was out. But he hits one to left field. This one's deep. But this is at the warning track. Not deep enough. He hit it hard, but not deep enough. That's a quick 2 outs for Jacob Clark. 3:15 out to left, 3:20 to right, 3:95 to center. Storch takes a pitch, 0-1. I also asked Coach Elger what the team's plan is to hit against one of the top ERA teams in the WAC. And I'll let you know what he said as we get into the top of the 7th inning. Got a quick one here at Jimmy John's Field. Blue Devils down 2-1 to Concordia. This is the Lawrence Tech Sports Network. Wichurkowski back out for his 7th inning of work. And he's settled in nicely, just 79 pitches through 6 innings. That one in for a strike to Ethan Vosberg. He's retired the last 9 batters that he's seen. So he's starting to pitch quite well. The first couple innings were a little iffy. He gave up a run in each of them. Concordia leads right now 2-1. And don't be surprised if he continues working as Vosberg gets a slow grounder to Robinette, who throws over to Corbett for the first out. Now only at low 80s for his pitch count. He's only given up 6 hits. All of them were in the first 3 innings. Nothing since then. And last year against Concordia, He went 7 in the third, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, with just 2 strikeouts. So doing a little better this year, even against a very good offensive team. And a hard hit ground ball to Storch. And over to Corbett again to put the second out away of the inning. That was Max Hecht. He's now over 3 in the day. So 2 up, 2 down here quickly for Wojciechowski in the top of the 7th. And RJ Bortle will try to slow it down a little bit. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He did score a run back in the 2nd off a single from the next hitter, Justin Mercer. That one misses inside, 1-0. Coach Eldridge, even though he doesn't really worry about the pitch count usually, he just worries if they're kind of leaving it up in the zone without some velocity. He's not going to have to worry here. He's only mid-80s through 7 innings, and that's what he likes to see. Wojciechowski has had an outing already this year where he's almost hit 140 pitches. So I would not be surprised if we saw him go all the way here today. Another grounder hit to the left side. This one to Robinette. Robinette to Corbett for the 4th 1-2-3 inning in a row for Wojciechowski. So not much of an offensive packed game here today at Jimmy John's Field. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Stand at home if you're bored. Take the 7th inning stretch. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Blue Devils down 2-1. This is the Lawrence Tech Sports Network. Sean Fannin drills one to left field. This is going to get down. This is going to be extra bases. Up against the wall. And Sean Fannin leads off the Blue Devils with an important leadoff double. And the Blue Devils are going to try to take advantage of this one, down 2-1. One of the few blemishes on Clark's report card so far. And Coach Eldridge is going to have a word with the next batter, Jackson Walkowiak, before he goes in the box. Jackson's 0 for 2 so far this game. Has a fly out to right. Struck out in his last at-bat. Jackson batting .381 with runners on. We'll see what he can do here. First pitch, a curveball, just misses, ball 1. Walkowiak, a .357 hitter, 9 doubles. He's got some power. See what he can do here. 1-0. Blue Devils down 2-1. Nobody out. It's a hard chopper to first. That's Hecht to make the play, but Fannin does advance. So just like a sac bunt there from Walkowiak. Man on third now, 1 away. You won't get credit with the sacrifice, but he does move the runner up, and that's the important thing. Now Brian Corbett will step up to the plate. Brian, the lone run for the Blue Devils in this game, has a single. And that's what he scored his run off of back in the 5th. See what he can do here. Center fielder shifted. Blaine Milheim shifted late. Lucky Corbett didn't hit it while he was shifting. 1-0. And Corbett drills one to right field. This is going to drop. And the Blue Devils have tied this game up. So a nice piece of hitting from Brian Corbett there. He's had a lot of big RBIs this season, and there's another big one right there. The Blue Devils have tied this one up 2-2.
Number 12, Jared Roth.
So Corbett will get credit for an RBI single there. And the Blue Devils now tied 2-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Really starting to put some pressure on Jacob Clark, who's pitched quite a game. But the Blue Devils they've strung together their hits, and that's how they got both their runs. Blue Devils had just 2 hits through 4 innings, but then had 2 in the 5th and now 2 here in the 7th. So the Blue Devils timing their hits nicely. So Jared Roth, the righty, or the lefty rather, will step at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. But now that Clark is starting to, I guess you could say, fall apart just a little bit, maybe Roth will grab some momentum here. Looks at the first pitch in the outer part of the plate, 0-1. Blue Devils really didn't have much momentum before this inning. They were pretty low. They didn't have much energy, it seemed. And a throw down to first, not in time. Corbett, the runner, over at first. I was going to talk about what Coach Eldridge said they wanted to do when hit, and they wanted to minimize the swings and misses that the batters had at the plate. Just wanted to put balls in play and just hopefully hit them where they're not against such a good pitching team. And these last couple innings, well, this inning and the 5th inning at least, they've been able to do that. He also said they wanted to take advantage of the opportunities they got, and just as I said, they've been starting to string together those singles, which means they really are starting to take advantage of those opportunities when people are on base, other than a couple double plays earlier in the game. But now that this game is tied up, I would say that they're taking advantage of the opportunities pretty well. 2-1 now to Roth. 1 out. Man on first is Corbett. 2-2. And Corbett is on the move and got an easy jump. He was a foot away from second, or not Corbett, rather. There was a pinch runner. And that pinch runner was Sean Marshall. Sean got an easy jump to second. And there wasn't even a throw. That is Sean's 12th stolen base on the season. Roth swings through an 81-mile-an-hour pitch there. Full count now. Marshall, the runner on second. Roth, the hitter at the plate. Full count, 1 out, 2-2. Swing and a miss. So 2 down now for the Blue Devils as Clark tries to hold this game at 2-2, and Ryan Robinette, who's stepping to the plate, will try to make this game 3-2. Go ahead run over at second. That's Sean Marshall. Robinette is 2 for 2 in this game with a couple singles. If you can make it 3 for 3, I would assume that Sean Marshall, who does have speed, will be able to make it home. That pitch hits the outer part of the plate. We've seen that pitch called a lot today. Might be a couple inches off the zone, but it has been called pretty consistently a strike. So as long as it's consistent, that's the thing that matters. Hitters can't adapt to that. Here's the 0-1. That one misses just a little bit low. 1-1. Speaking of double headers, now we got another game after this. The Tigers and the Red Sox also in a double header. The Tigers just defeated the Red Sox 7-4. Ronnie Rodriguez, Grayson Greiner both hit a couple shots. Both of them solo shots. Matt Boyd, another nice outing. Got the win in that game. And Chris Sale still winless on the season, which is pretty amazing to me how it's been over the past 3 years and still without a win. And that pitch off Sean Marshall, that pickoff seemed to hit him in the helmet. He's down. Doesn't seem to be in too much pain, so I think he did take it off the helmet, very fortunately. Still, you got to be careful. We're going to get a trainer sent out here. So Marshall appears to be okay, just probably a bit shaken up. Two and one now to Robinette. Robinette 2 for 2 on the day, trying to make it 3 for 3 and give the Blue Devils the go-ahead run. The 2-1. Swung and hit to center field. But a nice play made out there by Blaine Milheim. Just hit it a little too hard, did Robinette. So a nice piece of hitting there from Robinette, but unable to drop and unable to drive in that go-ahead run. So the Blue Devils do tie it up with a run here in the 7th. Game still 2-2. We'll head to the top of the 8th. This is the Lawrence Tech Sports Network. Justin Mercer rather, takes the first pitch high. 1-0. Wichikowski still on the mound. He's retired the last 12 batters. And that'll end there. So I jinxed it. Ball hit down the line. Mercer's going for 2. Throw in from Wakowiak, not in time. A stand-up double for Mercer. Gonna get a pinch runner in here for the catcher, Justin Mercer. And Coach Eldred is going to come have a word with Wichikowski. Do have some work in the bullpen right now. Doesn't look like either of them are coming out, though. Pinch runner is Johnny Shields for Concordia. Johnny's 7 stolen bases in 8 attempts so far this season. So right after the Blue Devils were able to pick up the tying run in the 7th, the leadoff hitter, Justin Mercer, in the 9 spot gets on, and that's not what you wanted to see because now the top of the order is coming up, and the top of the order is obviously pretty strong. Van Acker is now the hitter. 0 for 2 on the day, does have a sac bunt. A squeeze bunt, actually, a squeeze play. So after that mound visit, Wichurkowski will try to get back in action, pick up where he left off in the last few innings. Lays down a bunt again. The bounce is just foul. So 0-1 now on Acker. Here in the top of the 8th, runner on second, no outs. 2-2 tie. Sun not really a factor anymore. Still a bit breezy. And it's starting to get a bit chillier now. Again, this game is huge for both teams. The Blue Devils trying to maintain that 2 seed, trying to host a playoff game. Concordia trying to solidify their spot in the top 6 to make the WAC playoffs starting about a week and a half. Wichurkowski steps off again. Van Acker, a 287 hitter on the season. Lays down another bunt. This one will stay fair. And that's Van Acker's second sac bunt of the game. This one advances Mercer. Or sorry, not Mercer. Shields to third. Shields the pinch runner for Justin Mercer, the catcher. The shortstop, Chris Lowe, will step up to the plate. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Scored the first run of the game back in the first inning. He's a good hitter himself. He's batting .345 before today. And we're going to get a pitching change here. So it looks like we're going to get a righty for righty still. So looks like Coach Eldridge wants to save his arm maybe for game 2 or even this Saturday. But a really nice outing from Wichurkowski. Retired 12 straight batters from the 4th to the 7th inning. So we'll take a quick break here on Lawrence Tech Sports Network. We'll be right back. Caleb Homan will be the new pitcher for the Blue Devils, and he throws a first pitch strike on the outer part of the plate. And a nice play there by Storch to clean up the single. However, Justin Mercer comes in to score. So Concordia, with a nice hard hit ball there from Chris Lowe, takes back the lead 3-2. Storch made a nice play to stop that from Lowe staying on the base paths. But the run does come in, however. 2 down, nobody on now. Big swing from Milheim there, 0-1. Still some work going on in the bullpen. That looks like Sam Brace down there, the lefty. Caleb Homan comes into the game with a 4-1 record, a 3.58 ERA, 11 games pitched, 4 of them started. Opposing batting average of .299. And he's kind of like a righty version of Matt Blanc. He doesn't have a ton of speed, but he's really able to command his pitches. He's back at 100%. He had a couple health problems earlier in the season. And just like all the other pitchers on the team, he's got a very competitive mind. 2-2. Misses low, 3-2. So the 500 hitter Milheim at the plate. He's already 2 for 3 today. Full count, 2 outs, nobody on. Just fouls it off. Still 3-2. Both Milheim and Homan doing a good job fighting to win this at bat. A couple of pitches fouled off. It's a nice command here from Homan. 3-2 again. Breaking ball. He lost him. That breaking ball never really seemed to come down all the way. Missed high. You let that one go awkwardly.
Number 21,
Grant Steinborn now at the plate. Steinborn is 1 for 3 on the day. Bats .340 on the season, so .333, pretty close to that. See what happens here, though. Homan, the righty, working against Steinborn, the lefty. Here's the 1-0. Nice off-speed pitch at 68 in there for a strike. He can command all of his pitches, and that was a good showing of one right there, 1-1. Milheim, as we mentioned, does have speed on the base paths, leads the team in steals, 27 of them, to be exact. So we'll see if he's off on the move in any of these pitches with nobody on second. That pitch misses outside. Cadman watching him down at first after every pitch. Homan, 6'2", out of Strongsville, Ohio. A junior, stands in at 190. Here's the 2-1. That one hits the outer part of the plate. 2-2 now on Steinborn. Pickoff attempt misses out there. Corbett does a nice job of snagging that one. And they got Wilhelm picked off. Sent a run down. Holman over there to cover first, and he got him. So Holman able to get the runner. Wilhelm at first out rather than the runner, or the batter Steinborn at home out. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Concordia now leads 3-2. Blue Devils will try to make that run up. This is Lawrence Tech Sports Network. New pitcher on the mound for the Cardinals, Tyson Kleinfelter, is on the mound. Tyson, one of the more dominant pitchers, one of the many dominant pitchers, I should say, on this Concordia team. Puts that one in for a strike, 1-1. Kleinfelter's appeared in 12 games this season. Started just one of them, so more of a cleanup role. More of a setup guy for that closer. 1.85 ERA this season. 24 strikeouts, 15 walks. Opposing batting average of just 150. 2-1 now on Max Cadman, the catcher. Pops that one up out of play. 2-2 on Cadman. Cadman's grounded out twice, one of them a double play. This is just his third at bat of the game, being in that 8 spot. Cadman softly pops one up to the third baseman, Vosberg, who puts it away. 1 down. Final line for Jacob Clark. 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 earned runs on just 3 strikeouts. A really, really solid day from Clark. And we got a pinch hitter for the Blue Devils against the righty. It's a lefty, Luke Lambert. Lambert hasn't appeared in too many games this season. He's started just 4, played in 13, but only has 17 at-bats on the season. He's batting 176, has just 3 hits. So obviously, Eldridge probably just putting him in to get a lefty against the righty. Lambert looks at a couple pitches outside, 2-0. Nice job of getting to the hitter's count. That pitch hits the upper Outside corner, 2-1 now to Lambert. 2-1 also hits the outer part of the plate. 2-2 now. That one, a 74-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Still 2-2. One down here in the bottom of the eighth. 3-2 lead for Concordia. 2-2 count on Lambert. One down, nobody on. 2-2 grounded down the first base line softly. Bobbled a little bit by Hecht. But he makes the play, diving into first. 2 away. So the pinch hitter Lambert cannot get on, and now we'll head back to the top of the order with 2 outs. Eddie Dobkowski does have a single today. He's 1 for 3. Dobkowski shows bunt, pulls it back. That pitch just misses. 1-0. Chase Kaufman here with you at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. On a nice day for some baseball. That pitch in there for a strike at 86 miles an hour. So Kleinfelter does have some speed on him. And he's also a quick worker. The 1-1 in for a ball to make it 2-1. 2-1. Tuesday, April 23rd. There were supposed to be a couple other games played today. However, they were apparently canceled on the site. And Eddie Dobkowski takes his base over to first. UNOH was supposed to play Rio Grande today. Or Rio Grande. That game got canceled. Concordia supposed to play Huntington. That game got canceled. Lords. They were supposed to play. That got canceled. A lot of these non-conference games, but they still got canceled. So Lawrence Tech and Concordia, the only couple teams playing some conference games today. So pinch hitting for Harry Storch is number 15, Tyler Childs. An interesting move, putting a righty for righty in. Storch has been pretty solid all season. I wonder if Eldridge didn't see something he liked in Storch's first few at-bats. He did go 0 for 3, but nonetheless, a couple of them were flyouts. We'll see what Childs can do here. Another pickoff move over to Dobkowski. Nothing there. Dobkowski, said earlier, he's got 14 steals. Tied for the team lead. 1 man on, 2 outs. The 0-1 grounded to third. Third baseman Ethan Vosberg there to make the play. 3 away. So the Blue Devils threaten with the 2-out single but do not score. We'll head to the top of the ninth where the Blue Devils try to hold the Cardinals at a 3-2 lead. This is the Lawrence Tech Sports Network. Caleb Homan back out to try to limit the damage. Blue Devils still down 3-2, trying to keep it that way heading into the top of the ninth. Grant Steinborn, the DH, back at the plate after Blaine Milheim was picked off to end the top of the eighth. Cardinals were able to get their first run in the eighth inning since the second inning. Here's the 1-1 to Steinborn, another curveball at 69 miles an hour. 1-2. Steinborn is 1 for 3 in the day, has a single, a strikeout, and also grounded into a double play back in the third. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Cadman completes the play, tags him out. 1 away. We'll have a pinch hitter up here for the Cardinals. It's number 88. Number 88, Jake Moyer, a freshman of Heartland, Michigan. Another nice breaking pitch in for a strike. Moyer batting .250. Hasn't started a game this season, just 1 for 4. Shows bunt, but pulls it back, ball high, 1-1. Interesting move here to pinch hit and put Moyer in for your 5-hitter, Preston Sherman, who's batting .330. Shows bunt again, lays it down right in front of the pitcher, Homan, who bobbles it a little bit and is unable to make the play. So a bunt single for Moyer there to get a guy on with 1 out. And we're going to get another pinch hitter here for the Cardinals. Ethan Vosberg will not bat. It'll be number 1, Kanan Bain. Kanan, another freshman. And Kanan batting .283 on the season. And Coach Eldridge is going to have a word with Homan about what to do here with 1 out and a runner on first. So Kanan Bain now at the plate in place of Ethan Vosberg. 1 out. Jake Moyer is the runner at first. He just reached on a bunt single. Back to the pitcher, 0-1. Now, though, on Ethan Vosberg. Pick off, nothing there. Moyer 3 for 3 on steals this season. Moyer digging his right foot into the ground, showing he wants to run. Pick off again. Gets away from Corbett. And Bain on the move, or Moyer rather, on the move there, but Cadman with a nice throw gets him. It's now instead of 1 on, 1 out. There are now 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. So an aggressive move by the Cardinals there. It doesn't pay off that time. Now the 1-1. Hoeing back in this regular delivery. Bain did not go in the swing. A lot of these Blue Devil pitchers seem to be a little more in tune when they're back in the windup rather than the stretch. 2-1 misses, 3-1 now on Bain. Blue Devils down 3-2. Here in the top of the ninth, 3-1, 2 outs. That one gets away. So another runner back on first after that stolen base attempt. But this time with 2 outs.
That bat for the Cardinals as well, Max Hecht.
Max Hecht now at the plate, 2 strikeouts and a ground out today, 0 for 3. Max leads the team in strikeouts, but he does have 3 home runs on the season, along with 9 doubles, so he is still a pretty powerful threat. Looks at a first pitch strike there, 0-1. Sam Brace still just standing in the bullpen, waiting to see if he'll be needed anytime this game. Talked to him just yesterday, said he will be ready for relief if need be. 0-1, a pitch out outside. .71-mile-an-hour curveball, just off the outer part of the plate, but called a strike. 1-2 now on Hecht. See if he goes back to that breaking ball or sticks with a fastball here. Either way, I think you try to get him to chase here just based on his strikeout totals. Off-speed pitch, 71 miles an hour. So the Cardinals get a couple runners on, but do not score. The Blue Devils will try to tie this game up or possibly even take the lead here in the bottom of the ninth, down 3-2. This is the Lawrence Tech Sports Network. Tyson Kleinfelter back out on the mound for the ninth inning. Blue Devils down 3-2. Sean Fannin at the plate. Takes an off-speed pitch in for a called first strike. Tyson again, 12 games pitched, 24 innings pitched. That's about 2 innings a game. He pitched the 8th inning, so he's a setup man and a closer. Fannin fouled this one back out of play. Back towards the cars. So Fannin down in the count early. Fannin 1 for 3 today, has a double back in the 7th, scored a run, had also a hard hit line out. Swings and misses on a slow breaking ball there, 1 away. So a good start for Kleinfelter there. Jackson Wakowiak now up. Brian Corbett on deck. And Jared Roth is in the hole if need be. And hopefully that's a need. Jackson, a left-handed hitter. Looks at an off-speed pitch, just misses inside, 1-0. Nobody on, 1 out. Blue Devils down 3-2. Here in the bottom of the 9th. That pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1 now. Big game for both these teams. And Jackson drills one out to center field. This one's back. This one's deep. What a nice catch out there by Blaine Milheim. Showing off with his bat today. And also with his glove. 2 down now for the Blue Devils. That was a nice hard hit ball, but Milheim able to track it down nicely to put the second out away. That'll leave it up to Brian Corbett. Brian is 2 for 3 on the day, so he's had a solid game thus far. He fouls the first one back out of play, 0-1. We'll see if he can get something going here and possibly give Jared Roth an opportunity. That one hits the outer part of the plate. 0-2 now to Corbett. Kleinfelter 1 strike away from giving Concordia Game 1 win of 2. That one misses high, 1-2. Nice giveaway pitch from Kleinfelter there. Just trying to get Corbett to chase. One and two, 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 9th. Blue Devils down 3-2. And that off-speed pitch at 72 miles an hour gets Corbett looking. And the Blue Devils drop Game 1 to the Cardinals 3-2. Blue Devils were down 2-0 early through 2, scored a couple in the 5th and 7th innings to make it tied up 2-2. But the Cardinals came right back and scored 1 in the 8th. And that would be the run to finish off the opposition and take the win 3-2. Tyson Kleinfelter able to get the win and pitch a nice 2 innings here in the 8th and 9th to give the Cardinals the win in Game 1 of 2. Game 2 should start around 6 o'clock, and that's what we projected at. So don't go anywhere. Be right back around 6 o'clock, maybe even a little bit earlier, for Game 2 of this doubleheader. Cardinals beat the Blue Devils here in Game 1, 3-2, your final score on the Lawrence Tech Sports Network.